We just finished watching NXT Deadline 2025, and this was an amazing show. We got 5 matches on this card, and damn near every single match was a banger.
Yeah, this was a very fun show. Iron Survivor proving once again that it is one of the best stipulations that we've seen. Hope it is a mainstay for NXT, and even I hope it gets brought up to the main roster at one point.
But we're going to jump straight into things with our first match of the night, which ended up being the NXT Championship match, surprisingly. And we had Oba Femi versus Ricky Saints for the NXT Championship, but also you get to face Cody Rhodes at Saturday night's main event for John Cena's final PLE. The winner of it was, surprisingly, Oba Femi. Now, obviously, everyone kind of just predicted Ricky Saints to do it. They're friends, and it was like a match that everyone kind of thought of as soon as Ricky Saints entered the WWE world. But Oba Femi got a big, surprising win, and I kind of feel like it's the right choice.
I think Oba Femi is just a hard guy to make lose quite often, and especially against a guy like Ricky Saints, which, slight to Ricky Saints. But you look next to these two guys, you're going to obviously think that Oba Femi is going to beat Ricky Saints. So, yeah, I don't mind the call here for Oba Femi to regain his world champion. And, yeah, it's going to set up a huge match now between him and Cody Rhodes, which I think is going to be a great moment for him. Could be a soft call-up as well. We see, maybe he dropped the belt after the match and gets offered a contract to the main roster of whatever brand it is. But yeah, I'm really glad that Oba Femi is the World Championship. A really good match. And yeah, I'm glad that, Oba Femi is the World Champion and Ricky Saints can either go on to do more stuff or change up what he's doing now, but continue to go after that World Champion again.
I think saving Cody Rhodes for Ricky Saints is probably the right call here, because I think there's a bigger storyline that you could do going with Ricky Saints and Cody, being that they're friends and have so much history with each other in AEW and now in WWE. So there's a bigger story that you could tell between Ricky Saints and Cody Rhodes. They definitely didn't need to do that match here. But I love the call of Oba Femi winning. That match will be amazing at Saturday night's main event. Another big attraction match to make you want to watch even if you're not a fan of Cena. Moving on to our second match of the night, and probably the best match of the night, we see a big surprising win of Kendal Gray defeating Sol Ruka, Lola Vice, Kalani Jordan, and Jordan Grace. Just a big, crazy car crash match for the women here. Kendal Gray started the match off with Kalani Jordan. That first 5 minutes was electric. They were moving fast paced. Kendal Gray was doing all her kind of signature moves where she's transitioning from move to move, from hold to hold. And Kalani as well, obviously always really good in ring and has proven herself as a world champion in TNA. So this is an amazing match. I loved every single bit of this one.
I think it says a lot about Kendal Gray. Obviously, NXT is kind of like the rookies of WWE, but when you're a rookie of the rookies, it says a lot when you're able to be a lot of these big names. Kendal Gray is someone I think who has been going a lot more popular as of late with her past few matches over the past few weeks on NXT. And yeah, ever since she got called up, kind of not called up, but ever since she got used more on NXT compared to Evolve, she's definitely getting a lot more traction. And yeah, she definitely is getting a rocket strapped to her, and I'm definitely behind her as well. She's somebody who I think has all the talent in the world to become one of the best women's wrestlers, not only in WWE, probably in the world at one point, I think. But yeah, I think she's had a phenomenal showing here tonight. Glad she got this kind of surprising underdog type of win here. And yeah, now she gets to go against JC Jane at New Year's Evil. So yeah, should be a really good match there, and I could honestly see her winning that match as well.
Yeah, I think she probably should win that match. I think if you're going to give her a lot of this momentum that they've been giving her with big storylines and moments and matches, and now she's winning the Iron Survivor Challenge, I feel like you definitely just put the belt on her, because the Iron Survivor Challenge has a history of kind of making people bigger stars than what they were previously. And I think it'll be no different for Kendal Gray. Now moving on to kind of a slower pace match here. Nothing too crazy going on with this one. We have Ethan Page defeating Mr. Iguana for the NXT North American Championship. Another good defense from Ethan Page here.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that I don't think had too much hype and wasn't going to be the best match of the night compared to the Oba Femi Ricky Saints match and the two Iron Survivors, but it still was a very solid match. Like you said, another good defense for Ethan Page's title reign, and yeah, I'm glad it continues. It's the right decision to have him win here, and yeah, Mr. Iguana looked good. He had the crowd reaction behind him, but unfortunately fell up short.
Yeah, kind of same typical spots with a Mr. Iguana match. You see Yaveska, you see all the Hurricane Ranas and all that sort of stuff from Mr. Iguana. So good stuff from him, but not too much to really go on about with that match. But moving on to our second to last match of the night, and another big surprising win in my opinion. We have Izzy Dame defeating Tatum Paxley.
Yeah, this one is a little bit surprising, I think, because obviously I think a lot of people thought that the feud kind of in here now with Tatum getting the big win, but with Izzy Dane getting the win here, I think it just sets up another match, which I'm not too mad about. I think it is a kind of maybe the right call. I think they should deserve a third match, probably with a stipulation, maybe a steel cage of some sort. But yeah, there should be a good little series of what's going to continue after this, but this match itself was a pretty solid one. We've seen Sean Spears and Nico Vance kind of get in front of Izzy or Tatum Paxley's way at one point, and they bring out the Barbie dolls and they take off Tatum's doll's head and would kind of make her lose eventually, and yeah, let Izzy get the win here. But yeah, I'm glad that Izzy gets the win. I think it's going to be a big year for her in 2026. Somebody who I think will win some type of gold, whether that be the NXT North American or the Women's World Champion. I definitely think she has the potential to do either or.
Yeah, I think you're definitely right as far as, them definitely needing another third match after this with a big stipulation, some kind of DQ match, falls count anywhere, something of that nature, maybe some kind of special Tatum Paxley sort of match that she kind of thinks of, whatever it may be. To our main event of the night, where the winner will go on to face Obafemi at New Year's Evil. We have Jevon Evans defeating Leon Slater, Joe Henry, Dion Lennox, and Miles Bourne.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Jevon Evans and Leon Slater start off this match for a good 5 minutes, which is a really cool interaction between the two. We've seen a few comedy spots, but once they kind of got through that, then we got some real action between the two. But yeah, this match was a really fun one. Jevon picking up the win, I think, is a great call here. The match between Oba and Jevon now, I think, will be an amazing match. Maybe we see Jevon finally get that big win over Obafemi, who's somebody who's again been able to elude the loss to Jevon. So yeah, that should be a really good build to that match. But yeah, this match was really fun. Everybody looked pretty good here. Even Dion Lennox, somebody who I think originally when he first showed up at NXT, I was kind of behind him. But when the Dark State stuff kind of started, I wasn't too much behind it. But now with this performance, I think he definitely showed up and showed out. And same thing with Miles Bourne as well. He definitely looked good. He had a lot of moments where I thought he was going to kind of walk out with this win. But yeah, Jevon Evans gets it, and I'm definitely not mad about it. I like the callback to kind of last year's where he fell short by just a few seconds, but this year had a few seconds to spare. So yeah, a really cool little moment for Jevon to now win the Iron Survivor and have that world title match.
Yeah, a definite surprising win. It was getting down to the final few seconds. And then we see, I believe it was Dion Lennox. He got out of the box with like 10 seconds left. He goes in to try to get a quick pin over Jevon Evans, gets a roll-up, and that's how he gets the final pinfall of the match with just a second or two to spare. But really good stuff, as you mentioned. Jevon and Leon started off. That was definitely the right call, just to have a lot of kind of spark and kind of get the crowd lit up, because sometimes at some points during the night they were a little bit quiet, especially during that middle section during the Ethan match and the Izzy match, kind of like a, I don't want to say a dead point during the card, but it kind of is considering everything else that happened on this card, especially what's going to happen after this match as well. But yeah, good stuff from everyone involved here. I definitely think I enjoyed the women's one a lot more, but this one was definitely not a bad match by any means. But what happens after the match is another big talking point that we got to get into, and that is the return of Tony D'Angelo. We see Jevon Evans, he's celebrating his win when all of a sudden Obafemi's music hits. He comes out, they're kind of having a face-to-face from the ring to the ramp, but then the lights shut off and the crowd's kind of like, oh, we're getting two big entrances back-to-back. Who is this going to be? Little do you know, when the lights come back on, it was Tony D'Angelo behind Jevon Evans. Jevon goes to shake his hand, gets a choke slam, and then a face-off between Obafemi and Tony D'Angelo ends the show.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a cool moment to have Tony D'Angelo back in NXT. I think he's somebody who's been missed, and someone that's kind of needed right now is another big-name guy who can be a real threat to pretty much anybody on that roster. We've seen him get a win over Obafemi, I'm pretty sure, and yeah, he's somebody who I think can be a world champion if that's something they want to do with him. It does kind of suck because I think a lot of people have the expectation of him going to the main roster next and not sticking in NXT, but this could just be, a setup for something later down the line. He still could be the attacker of CM Punk at War Games, but yeah, it's definitely a cool moment to see him back. It seems like he's completely done with the mobster and gangster look. It looked like he had his hat, his fedora hat they used to wear, torn in shreds, and he kind of threw that at Jevon Evans after he already hit them with a choke slam. So yeah, definitely cool to have Tony D'Angelo back, and yeah, it's interesting to see what the new gimmick holds for him.
Yeah, I was never a huge fan of Tony D'Angelo. However, I am excited for this new character change that he's going through. He looks a lot more serious, maybe potentially a heel even. So a lot of cool things you can do with Tony D'Angelo, and I am excited for that. But that is going to wrap up the show. Once again, this was an amazing show. I actually really love this one. It's likely the best NXT pay-per-view of the year. I guess we'll have a pay-per-view breakdown later on during this month for y'all to, let y'all know where it ranks in terms of other ones as well. But yeah, we're going on to finish off our December marathon. So we appreciate you guys for watching. Stay tuned for daily videos, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.